Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to my NXT review, or I should say the Thanksgiving edition of NXT. I wouldn't say that all the way, but as of this review, it is Thanksgiving. I want to get this done early as possible, like I said in my Dynamite review beforehand, but I am doing an audio version because just camera problems, and I'm not going to get into that whole thing. But I do want to speak on a lot of things in regards to NXT. And, like I said, it's been just a long 24 hours, I should say. That's why I didn't do a review yesterday, because I was just too tired and stuff. But I do want to talk about NXT, but I do want to talk about the elephant in the room before I do begin this whole review of NXT. Is this whole little Mauro Ranallo situation, because Mauro Ranallo was not on commentary on NXT tonight, and he was out. I know WWE pretty much said that he blew his voice out, but if you've been following the story in the past few days, which I kind of heard on Sunday, this whole Corey Graves and just Mauro Ranallo situation, and I guess how it's gotten bad, and I knew it was going to be a bad sign. If he didn't show up tonight, that's a bad sign. It was already a little bit odd that he didn't show up at the Survivor Series to do that match, but most everyone has gone at Corey Graves, pretty much call him an asshole and a prick for what happened due to that comment he said on Twitter. Now, as of this time, Ranallo did delete his Twitter account, and he has gone back and forth. Well, not Ranallo, but Corey Graves. He's been in arguments back and forth with Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez for reporting the wrong news. And then there was some with Frank Shamrock online also, because Frank Shamrock made a comment to what I've heard. Now, Corey Graves did apologize on his own podcast, the After the Bell one. He never really mentioned Ranallo by name, no, but he addressed the entire situation of the comment he made on Twitter. Now, do I believe WWE possibly made him apologize at this point? Yes, because he never took the tweet down and he kept it up. I know some people said that he could have apologized sooner instead of waiting to do your podcast, because you went back and forth arguing with Meltzer on Twitter, and even Frank Shamrock had to say something too. Now, I will say this about Ranallo. Like I said, this is a bad situation, but this is not the first time that this has happened before, because people know Ranallo has, I believe he has like a mental illness, because it's happened before. Come on, I believe he has depression and bipolar. I think he's bipolar also. Now, if you remember, happened last time the situation happened was a few years ago with JBL, and I always thought that it was kind of strange. They're like, okay, he didn't show up the first week, he was sick. But then he didn't show up the next week because of a snowstorm. And then he just didn't really show back up on TV at all. And then the whole JBL situation came out, and everybody said he bullied him out of the company, and he was gone. And Ronaldo had other jobs like doing Showtime and Bellator fights and everything. But he has a long history with mental illness and stuff, because I didn't think this was gonna set him off that bad with the whole Corey Graves Twitter thing, but the JBL situation happened a few years ago, and like I said, everybody say he got bullied out the company by JBL, and Triple H ended up hiring him back, putting him on NXT because he knew his value and stuff of being a great commentator. Now, I don't know what's gonna happen this time with Ranallo, because I'm like, if he don't show up on Wednesday, that's gonna be a bad sign. And I'm sure he's getting the help he needs and everything to handle this stuff, but I guess something was wrong. Like I said, once he deleted his Twitter account, and he just didn't show up on Survivor Series due to this whole Corey Graves thing. Now, do I believe Corey Graves is an asshole? Yeah, there's a lot of things I would say. Yeah, I would agree to that for several reasons and stuff. I know some people call him the Jolly Green Giant CM Punk, because he's like a wannabe punk. They said that back since NXT and stuff when he was still wrestling. But listen, I don't know. I didn't really think the company was even going to do anything to Corey Graves, to be honest, because I think they just kind of let it play out, and you just say anything. Now, people believe should Ranallo still be in that company in general, and why did you go back to begin with, especially if shit like this is going to happen again. And yeah, that does tell you something. But I'm not sure what's going to be the aftermath of this, or what's going to happen. Maybe Ranallo will be back next week. I don't know. I don't know if he will be back next week, because he was not there tonight, and they left Tom Phillips in charge, on commentary with Beth Phoenix and Nigel McGuinness. So I don't know. I'm sure Graves is just going to show back up on SmackDown anyways, but I don't know. I don't think WWE really is going to do anything that much to him. I do believe they probably made him apologize. And like some people said online, he's going to come out, probably make some lame apology to get the heat off him and delete the tweet. Even though I know a lot of people said, why did it take him so long to do it, though, at the same time. So I don't know what to expect from this. It does suck that Ronaldo is not on commentary, it's not on commentary, though. But, like I said, hopefully he gets the help he needs and stuff. Because, like I said before, if he wasn't going to show up on NXT, that's a bad sign. Okay, so, hopefully the dude is okay and everything. But I'm just surprised something really set him off that bad from what he said on Twitter about him. And then, he just deleted his account. So, I know some people say, why is he still working with this company? Because how this company's, I know a lot of people say online, it has a very toxic environment in the back and stuff. So, this company it's just very toxic, as some people would say, in the back and everything. But we did kick off NXT, though. Of course, they had a video package of WarGames last Saturday. And then they had, what's his name? Josiah Williams, or if you know him, he is the Wrestling Flow guy. I've seen, like I said before, I've seen his videos on YouTube before WWE even signed the guy to begin with. He has some good remixes, I'm not going to lie. His songs were really good because he remixed a whole bunch of wrestling theme songs from WWE to New Japan, to Ring of Honor, and several others before WWE signed him and stuff. Because I believe the last time this guy was on an NXT show, I think, was when he came out and performed the Undisputed Era theme song, which that was like the first remix wrestling one he did on his YouTube page if you look it up. But they brought him out. He pretty much rallied all the NXT troops and stuff because they won Survivor Series. They beat Raw and SmackDown, and I guess he started rapping to some song because Wrestling Flow and stuff, which, by the way, it wasn't even really a freestyle. Before they go to the highlights, you can see him hold out his phone and he's basically just reading the lyrics he wrote for. I thought it was freestyle at first, but it's like before the camera cut to cut to the highlights, he was reading off his phone the lyrics and stuff. But as, all the NXT came out, roster, they all came out and celebrated like it was a big party and stuff. Even developmental guys already in NXT and everything, they all came up partying until the Undisputed Era came out. And he says, what do you think you all are doing? A lot of y'all didn't do nothing this weekend. They said the only reason why NXT had a successful weekend is because of the Undisputed Era. Okay? Everybody you all did nothing and you need to shut up. And you all are partying and saying we are NXT, but no one other than the Undisputed Era is NXT. Fans chanted, you suck at Adam Cole. Cole said, we dominated WarGames and Survivor Series. We are the Iron Men around here, and we're only getting started. And they said, you all want to break and everything. Well, O'Reilly and Fish are going to defend their titles tonight. But Tommaso Ciampa said, wow. He says, you guys, for a couple of guys that, are really confident that got their asses kicked last Saturday at WarGames, you talk a lot. But Ciampa said that WarGames was only the beginning of the end for the Undisputed Era. And Ciampa talked about how Keith Lee and Donovan Dijak right there are going to take the tag titles. Because in the ring was like Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dijak, and Matt Riddle in the ring. And, Ciampa said he's coming back for Goldie and everything. He said Riddle's going after the North American title. But Ciampa pretty much said that you guys' number, all your numbers, your days are numbered and stuff of having all the gold and everything. And he will get Goldie. He went to war. Daddy won. And now Daddy wants Goldie back. And that will be undisputed, baby. But Finn Balor pretty much came out because Ciampa said, no one's standing in his way. But Balor says, I'm standing in your way. But Ciampa pretty much told Balor, you say you're the guy that says, the business you don't watch the business, but the business watch you, huh? He says, they want to watch the Prince and everything. But yeah, they want to talk about he's watching the Prince and stuff. Everybody's watching the Prince and everything. But he says that, the king is in the ring. You are none but the Prince. Fans chanted yes, because I guess they all think it's going to be a match with Balor and Ciampa. Fans chanted Ciampa's going to kill you. But then Keith Lee talked about, this being a good match and everything. This is the future is now. And we're coming for those tag team titles. Because he told Red Dragon there, it's basking season, boys. So, immediately we went to the tag match with Undisputed Era, or just Red Dragon versus Keith Lee and Dijak. But before they went to commercial, I believe Keith Lee threw Bobby Fish outside the ring on top of O'Reilly. But after that, pretty much during the commercial break, they had to get Roderick Strong out there because Bobby Fish got hurt, and they said he hurt his knee. And pretty much Roderick Strong was out there in dress pants. So I guess it was going to be Strong and O'Reilly versus Keith Lee and Donovan Dijak then. So that was going to be the tag match because Fish got hurt. I don't know how legitimate Bobby Fish's injury is. If Bobby Fish has been hurt before in NXT, he was kind of gone. I don't know if it was for knee injury before, but he got hurt before he was gone. They had to call Roderick Strong into the Undisputed Era because he got hurt. So hopefully it wasn't a big injury, but if he was taken out of the match, it must be serious. I don't know if it's part of the story in that, but it could be serious for all I know until I hear a different update on it. But this was a good tag match, though. Pretty much during the match, then Adam Cole came out. Next thing you know, Keith Lee just pounces the guy, which I'm sure on top of a whole bunch of developmental wrestlers right there in the crowd, but pretty much pushes them into the ring and stuff. Not in the ring, but pushes them into Adam Cole into the crowd, which looked freaking insane. I thought. By the way, Keith Lee and Dijak, them in these big moves sometimes. Dijak is a beast out there, same as Keith Lee. This dude hit a power bomb and choke bomb at the same time on O'Reilly and Strong out there, and him doing a freaking springboard somersault to the outside springboard somersault to the outside of the ring just looked insane also. But as I said, Adam Cole had tried to come out and help, but Keith Lee pounces the guy into the crowd, which, like I said, he probably landed on developmental wrestlers, and it looked like Adam Cole almost flew almost 5-10 feet. But I guess Dijak, who was like a deer in the headlights, I guess he was so impressed by Keith Lee's strength, he stood for almost like 5 minutes until they hit the total elimination on him, and O'Reilly and Strong still held the tag titles then. So Undisputed Era still has the tag team championships despite Bobby Fish getting hurt. They called Strong in there, so there you go. But it was just kind of odd though that Dijak just kind of he stood in a deer in the headlights. It's like how some people say when people's theme song hits and they're beating up somebody in the ring, and then the wrestler gets distracted by the music waiting for them to come out, but someone comes from a different place, so they get distracted and their opponent beats them. Yes, the pounce was very, very impressive, but he just looked like a deer in the headlights then. Tegan Knox, I guess she tweeted how she was still hurt. They interviewed Candice LeRae about Dakota Kai. Candice said that she's been like a big sister, and she's her big sister to Tegan Knox and everything, and that Dakota Kai is gonna pay. You're not fighting Dakota Kai. You're not fighting Tegan Knox's friend. You're fighting Tegan Knox's angry sister. They're still doing Leo Rush and I guess Angel Garza thing. I guess something happened after the WarGames match, and I guess because he pulled his pants in front of his wife. But yeah, he did, like I said, he took his pants off from his wife. He slapped him to the ground from the footage they showed. Next, though, Shane Thorne versus Mansoor, which, listen, I don't know much about this guy. He's good. Honestly, this is the first time I've even seen him on NXT. Somebody told me he was on NXT before, because I only know this guy because he's just the guy that wins the Saudi Arabia matches on the Crown Jewel show all the time, because they showed footage of that and stuff. The footage of the one with Cesaro and the one when he won that Battle Royale like months ago and stuff. They did show that footage. Listen, it wasn't bad. Mansoor, he had a good suicide dive out there, I will say that. And he did that slingshot neck breaker for the win. So, hopefully things work out. They're going to keep bringing him in NXT. I don't think he's bad or anything. I thought the match with Cesaro he did like back on Halloween was good. I do get it's still pandering to the Saudis and stuff. I do understand that. But, I'm trying to give Mansoor a chance here. Like he is from over there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the guy's background that well. So, I've only seen him in 2 matches, but he did good against Shane Thorne. I'll give him that because they just got Shane Thorne's enhancement talent ever since his partner left him a long time ago and went to New Japan. But that was it was okay match. Candice LeRae went against Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai looked more darker out there with a black jacket on. Her makeup looked kind of dark in the eyes. She kind of had all black gear, a little bit some of her gear from Saturday, but more darker. Her hair looked like it was still like disheveled. She had a new theme song and everything. So yes, they're trying to make Dakota Kai as dark as they can. The match for Candice was pretty good though. I will say that. That suicide dive looked deadly. Luckily, Dakota Kai caught she caught Candice LeRae before because it did look kind of sloppy, but this was a good match though. I will say that Kai pretty much ended up using the knee brace before LeRae could do another suicide dive, so they don't want Candice LeRae getting pinned right now, I guess. And Dakota Kai had a chair in because she threw Candice LeRae into the steel steps. She had a chair, but next thing you know, Rhea Ripley comes out and kicks the freaking chair out of her hand. Rhea Ripley getting a big pop out there. Like I said, Rhea Ripley's just on a freaking roll right now, but we'll get into that in a second. But a good match. They're still protecting Candice LeRae, but I guess they're trying to make Dakota Kai into a badass now and everything, especially holding the knee of Tegan Nox. I guess, team knee brace didn't go that long. So we will see what happens next with this new dark Dakota Kai and everything. Like I said, I knew this heel turn was coming in general, like I said in the TakeOver review, so we'll see what happens from this. They had a cinematic thing for Trevor Lee or Jeremy Borash. Some people say Jeremy Borash produced this because, Cameron Grimes, Trevor Lee, whatever you want to call him, pretty much explaining who he is, why he came, how he's scratching clawed to get to NXT and stuff. They showed him out, like he was at a bayou or like a lake or something with that top hat on and everything. And, talked about being not a baby or a bro. He's 220 pounds, 6 foot, 26 years old. And, he's been in this business his entire life. And he says he was born to cave in the competition at NXT. So, yeah, Cameron Grimes, he's going to get big. Trevor Lee or whatnot, because I'm sure people are going to say that TNA probably should have did better with this guy, which I agree too. Trevor Lee, I still think they could have did better with him. Even when Don Callis and them, they could have had a chance, but you kind of let him go and kind of, I wouldn't say they fucked him up all the way, but they could have did better with him because the guy just has a lot of talent in general, and I like Trevor Lee, so we'll see. He looks like he is going to be getting a big push from NXT though. Lio Rush went against Akira Tozawa for the Cruiserweight Championship. Tozawa, who had a Raw t-shirt since he is representing Monday Night Raw. This was a good match though between Rush and Tozawa. Rush getting the win with two final hours and stuff. But this was really good though. I will say that German suplex that Tozawa did on Rush to the outside of the ring looked freaking sick. It looked insane. I thought he was gonna land on his neck bad, but it was really good though. And I thought Rush and Tozawa had a good back and forth out there. So at least we got to see Tozawa in a really good match once in a while. They're starting to put him on Raw more often, I see, but at least he had a good title match here. With Lio Rush and everything. I guess, they still got that feud going on with him and Garza, so they just gave, Rush another win and everything. But Tozawa, I think Tozawa's good. I just don't watch 205 Live, so I don't know what's really going on. Zia Lee went against Vanessa Bourne. Aaliyah was not there. Aaliyah, I guess, still has that broken nose and everything. This match didn't really go that long. Pretty much Shayna Baszler and her crew came out and watched. Zia Lee pretty much kicked Bourne in the back of the head for the win. But then next thing you know, they came in. They tried to jump Zia Lee. Zia Lee was getting pretty much taking on the numbers game at first. But Baszler pretty much got her with like a kick to the throat. And they held her up and everything. And she kicked her again. And then pretty much she got on the microphone then and talked about, I'm the reason why NXT won this weekend. I beat Becky and Bayley at Survivor Series at the same time. Fans chanted Rhea Ripley then. Baszler says, I have held the title for over a year, and this is only my second reign. Rhea Ripley comes out to a big pop then. Baszler and pretty much the Horsewomen were in the ring, but Baszler and them were about to leave and stuff. Ripley said, you wanted to say something? I got something face-to-face to tell you, okay? Baszler pretty much got to the apron. Rhea Ripley said, congratulations. You beat Becky and Bayley. All right? But when you went to me, face me, I beat you. And the crowd popped for that. And then I'm going to beat you again. But this time, it's going to be for the NXT Women's Championship. Pretty much they had to stare down in the ring then. Baszler pretty much says, I've heard this whole song and dance before, okay? Like every other opponent they've put in front of me. Baszler said, you may be the nightmare, but I'm the reality. And Baszler pretty much said that, Ripley, you're going to be tapping out or going to sleep like the rest of them, okay? And Ripley said, how about now? And Baszler pretty much looked back for a second, but she walked off. And Ripley says, because the next time I face you, I'm going to drop you. So I do believe Rhea Ripley, like I said, they are just giving Rhea Ripley a big push, a very big push right now. Rhea Ripley's on a roll, especially the weekend she had last week for winning WarGames and pinning Sasha and pinning Charlotte on SmackDown. Rhea Ripley is on a roll right now, and I do believe she may be the one to take the belt off of Shayna Baszler, possibly at the next TakeOver, which I believe is in February in Portland. So I do believe she will be the one. She could be the one to take the belt off of her. Because Rhea Ripley right now is just being made into an incredible badass right now. From the work she did in the UK NXT, now being on regular NXT, she may be the woman to do this. Because honestly, they've had Baszler beat damn near everybody in NXT. I know some people say this is like the Asuka syndrome because Asuka beat everyone in NXT and was champion for almost forever until they just took the belt off of her. Nobody never beat her in NXT, but they took the belt off her due to an injury and stuff, and then they put her to the main roster then. But I do believe Ripley could be the one to beat Baszler for the title. Ripley, they've got a rocket ship to her back right now, so they're pushing her big time. Damian Priest versus Killian Dane next week. Main event time, no Finn Balor versus Tommaso Ciampa. They said it's the first time ever this has happened, and it's the first time Finn Balor has had an NXT match in over 4 years. This was a very good match, though. This was very enjoyable. I liked it. Very good main event. Of course, I figured Adam Cole wasn't going to come out there. Ciampa knocked him off at first. Balor and, Ciampa still kept going back at it. Balor took him down. But next thing you know, the referee was distracted. Cole ended up hitting Ciampa with a kick. Balor hit the Bloody Sunday for the win, and then pretty much right after, Balor and Cole stood in the ring. Cole put up his Undisputed Era sign, but Balor pretty much put up his gun sign in, and ended up hitting Adam Cole with the Pele kick because he aligns with no one, and the fans start chanting Finn, Finn, Finn before the show went off the air. Okay, so I guess the Bloody Sunday is just going to be the main finisher. I know he still did the coup de, well, he tried to do the coup de grace on Saturday but missed, but that may be his main finisher now. So you think two former Bullet Club members about to team up on one guy, but hey, this guy was the original leader of the Bullet Club in general, so Balor, he aligns with no one. Could he be going back for the title? I have no clue. But it was good to see a match between Balor and Ciampa, and I thought this was a very good match in general. And yes, they did protect Ciampa because Adam Cole came out then and, distracted him. But another good episode of NXT, though, I will say from that. Very enjoyable. I know NXT, because these are live shows and everything now. Before or after TakeOver, they would probably just play some dark matches on TV, and then they'll, it was 1 hour on the WWE Network. But since we're live, we got to move on to the next thing. But, it's a good thing I guess they didn't have Adam Cole work that much, because the man is just, like he said before, he's like an Iron Man right now, and just still working with that fractured wrist. Hell of a weekend that guy's had too, okay? But I'm done with this NXT review, though. Hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm out here. Comment, subscribe, whatever. Hopefully this is up sometime by today. That's why I'm doing it this morning. Like I said, I would have did it last night, but I was just out of energy and I just kept falling asleep, and it wouldn't have sounded good, and I probably would have been, there would have been times where I just, the whole voice thing goes, the video goes when I'm silent, my head's down, I can't even keep myself awake. So like I said, I'm up, I'm energized, got a fresh mind, and I'm done this review. But yes, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890, and check out any other review that has been up from this weekend, from TakeOver, Survivor Series to SmackDown Raw, or anything else that is up online right now, to the Dynamite review. So I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.